Hey guys, so welcome to my chit chat, and it's been a really long time. I've been really busy doing a lot of work, a lot of healing work especially, and just trying to put it all together and wait for the right time. But what I noticed was, I listened to a lot of YouTube channels, people to get inspired like everybody else. And I just noticed that a lot of people were beginning to say a lot of stuff that I had been saying or have been saying for a long time now, like decades, right? So I figured maybe it's time to come out again. Like I said, though, I had been, just dealing with a lot of stuff. But I think I'm gonna, start back up again, talking about a few topics, things I've written about, because I write all the time. I haven't really posted the stuff I write about. My sinuses are going through a lot today. We have those solar flares. And I've got this ear thing, can't hear out of my left ear, like an infection or something going on. So yeah, I decided I'm gonna come back on and, do a little bit of talking about a few things that I've noticed other people have touched on, but I don't know if they, I hate to be that person who is acting all, like people are getting stuff in my page, stealing my, whatever. The universe gives it freely, and if you don't deliver the message, somebody else will, right? So, glad that the message is getting out, but I just noticed it's not like competition. It's more like there are, there's more to it, and everybody, it's enough room for everybody to talk on subjects where, the truth, where we're trying to come to a truth, because truth, as I mentioned earlier today when I was teaching, is a lot bigger than one, angle, one lens. So we all have an aspect or dimension of the truth. And as we share it, it's not a competition. It's not an either or. It's more of, this is my side. This is your side. I was telling, I was telling my my students earlier that you have a north side, a south side, an east side, a west side. And it's as though if there were people taking up each side, right, and then reporting about it, or, writing what they experienced or saw from that side, you would have a variety of different reports, right, based on their observations. And none of those reports would be exclusively right or exclusively wrong, and they would very well conflict. But that's because there'd basically be, different perspectives, not different, exclusive truths, is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, different views, different angles. So I'm gonna start off really, really quickly. Not gonna stay on long. Go on about something, I like to talk about things I'm excited about, because I haven't planned any subject. I just decided, hey, I'm gonna get on and start shooting. Like I said, somebody even came up with the name Chit Chat, and I was like, wait a minute now. my channel hasn't been active for, gosh, months and months. And I'm the only person that I know who used that word, Chit Chats. But yeah, I just want to jump back on. We were talking today about quantum mechanics, quantum theory. And, I've been into quantum mechanics since the 80s and have been teaching it, not as in a single subject, but incorporating it into what I teach for over 20 years now, for 20 years at least. And, it's easier now to talk about the concepts because there's a context. Whereas back then there was no context. There was what the bleep do we know? What the bleep do we know? As a documentary, quasi-documentary, kind of put down some ideas, and then The Secret came after that and different things. But there wasn't really, an acceptance of quantum mechanics, partially because lots of people didn't really understand it. And another part is that, science and scientists didn't want it understood. So, watch my time here. So, now it's easier to talk about it in layman's terms. And so we were talking about, Schrodinger's cat and the observer, and how that cone that, I've used several times, that everybody's used, I learned in my philosophy class in college. If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound, right? Also emphasizing the effect of the observer on the observed, and how we create reality. I also always reference how, your great-grandparents told you, whatever you think, you create. If you think positive, positive things will happen. If you think negative, negative things will happen. That's the folk version of quantum theory. But yeah, we know now from a scientific perspective that the more that we interact with, reality, so to speak, I don't even really call this reality, but the more that we react or interact with three-dimensional, reality, the more we influence it, right? So again, you have places like The Secret that made it, kind of mysterious and metaphysical, which it is, of course. But then you have quantum theory now that has brought it back down to, the rational mind, which is not my favorite apparatus. Nonetheless, it's the one that is respected and considered really sort of the religion of our time, right? And so at the subatomic level, you have waves and particles that are shifting and morphing based on how we identify them, right? Or how we react to them. It honestly feels like I wanted to. So, yeah, it's kind of a thing for our time, because even though we know these things, off the top of our heads, we understand them intellectually, we understand them non-intellectually. We haven't really put them together. Like, we have in a limited sense, but we go in and out based on, and what is that takes us in and out is our distraction from the truth, from the truth, from recognizing the truth, our distraction. And nowadays we have so many of them, don't we? 1,000,001 distractions, right? We got, oh my God, let's not even start. But so then the key is just to refocus, right? It's like resetting. And that's what we're doing all the time these days. We're resetting our awareness, our focus, dare I say our faith, our belief, our knowingness, not KNOW, of course, the GNO that I always use, our knowingness. We're resetting it. And the distraction can also does come from all these other people's spins, their angles, their lens. So we have to we have to remember to realize, because you have 51,000 experts on spirituality and metaphysics and, the occult these days, right? I'm not trying to be another one. That's why I've been away. But then I realized, my angle is just as relevant and beneficial as the next person's, right? And so is yours. So, remembering that we have to reset our focus on the daily. Oh, my battery's going down. That we have to reset our focus on the daily, several times a day. Reset. Distraction, reset. Somebody else's angle, reset. Because all of it distracts from us anchoring the truth from our angle and our perspective. And that's the one that is going to actually allow us to be creators. Right? It's not somebody else's truth. That's what will allow them to be creators and interact with reality. So, there you go. I have some heavier topics that I really want to get into, but I just wanted to say hello again and open up the whole YouTube. For me, it takes a minute. I'm so much into solitude, even though, I've had audiences my whole life, but these things that I'm talking about on this channel, it's not that I haven't talked about them before, but usually it's been not focusing on them and having them just, unless it's a conversation with friends, and even that, it's always just been with anticipated interference. So I'm looking forward to starting back up again, and I hope you guys will come and listen with an open mind and participate, share. Okay? All right, guys, enjoy this solar flare. Have a good one. Until next time, peace.